That's okay.
Hello. You hear me?
No. Hello. There it is. Thank you, Caitlin. Hello, I would like to call to order East Point Community School Board of Education at 6:32. Can you please call the roll?
Dr. Early,
Here.
Mr. Williams here, Mr. Roscoe,
Present.
Mrs. Richardson,
Present.
Mrs. Kate,
Get it together down there.
Mrs. Chopra,
Here.
Mrs. Whitby,
Here.
and Mr. McCain.
Here. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Can you please have the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Before we approve the agenda, we have some things that need to be modified. If you go under agenda item for consent agenda, item D2, we would like to remove next we have under agenda item, under the consent agenda, under E2, we're adding an addition for Randall Hall, the new principal for Forest Park.
Say it again.
Randolph Hall,
You said E?
E2.
E2, okay.
Up, right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an addition. And then the next thing we have is under 8A2, we have the resolution for fiscal year 2025-26 Michigan School Aid Fund budget delays.
Move to approve?
Oh, we need to make a motion.
You gotta make a motion?
Oh, sorry, motion to approve the agenda with the updates stated by Board President Early.
Second.
Yeah. Okay, with a motion to approve and second, can we have the roll, please?
Mr. McCain,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopra,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes, Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
and Mrs. Whitby.
Yes.
Did you say yourself, Mr. Williams? Okay. Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carried. Next, I would like to request a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Place forth a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
In its written form.
Second.
Okay, with the motion approved and second, can we please call the roll?
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes, Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopra,
Yes.
and Mr. McCain.
Yes.
Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carries. Next, we have,
Board President, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome some new members that were just approved in that consent agenda. Here in the audience with us, I'd like to introduce Mr. Randolph Hall. He is who the board has just approved as the new principal of Forest Park, and it looks like you have two of your three beautiful daughters with us. So Randolph joins the East Point Community Schools team. He is coming from Plymouth Canton and just finished serving 9 years as an assistant principal. This will be Randolph's first year as a principal, and we are excited to welcome him to the East Point Community Schools family. So welcome, Mr. Hall.
welcome.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. Next, I'd like to introduce Michael John Dean. You've just approved him as the Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Operations. John has a more than 20-year stint in public education, retired from the field after serving as a superintendent of Grosse Pointe Public Schools, and has a strong desire to get back into the field. And we have a strong desire to welcome him to East Point because, as this audience knows, we have been without a finance executive director and have been searching for over a year. So we're so blessed and lucky to have found him. So welcome very much. And he likes to go by John Dean. So we have John Dean. Welcome so much, John. It's a pleasure to have you join the team.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Board President.
Okay, next we have Superintendent's report.
All right, well, good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the superintendent's report for July 28th, 2025. We continue on our campaign for excellence here at East Point Community Schools. We're going to tell you a little bit about, we want to welcome the business office transition is finally upon us. So a big welcome to John Dean as the Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Operations. Last month, the board approved a new accountant, CPA Samuel Sheets, joined the team. So we are back to almost fully staffed in the finance, fully staffed in the finance office, pending John's start date. We're excited to transition these key financial roles back to full-time district employees. This does replace the contracted services. We have had both an accounting position open since November 2024, as well as the executive role open since February 2025. And we have been searching a long time to build out this finance team to continue to build upon the strengths and the work that we have done building our fund balance, as well as the decisions that we have ahead of us about how we navigate that long-term plan we've developed for all of our schools, that facilities master plan. This transition does strengthen our system with a clear commitment to long-term financial stability and our operational excellence. We would be remiss if we didn't thank contracted support Holly Stefanski for pulling double duty, ensuring that we met both the legal obligations for budget planning, budget approval, as well as the closeout of fiscal year 2025. What most people understand about schools is that they're like, you're off for the summer, right? When in fact, the central office work is actually probably more in the summer than other times in the year. It's our fiscal closeout. So we're very excited to begin the transition to full-time staff in our business office. Summer bond work, I was out in buildings checking on the construction projects. We have our new cabling as well as our new security cameras going up all around the district. So that's the picture on the far right there, where they are pulling new cabling in through all of our schools, thanks to Grit Technologies doing some of that work. On the far left, you're going to see the refinished floor at Crescentwood Elementary School with the new lines. It looks fabulous. The walls have all been painted. The casement work down by the stage has been done, and our gyms have a new, fresh appearance. Athletic and Activities Director and myself got to pick the lines for the floor and what games you'll be able to play. So pickleball, volleyball, basketball, we tried to cram in all the lines in there so that those gyms can serve as community hubs in our neighborhood. Then at the center picture, you see there that the old casement work and the old unit ventilator is being removed. New casement work and new ventilators are being put in, and that is at Pleasant View Elementary School. So Pleasant View had the bulk of our work this summer and our installation of HVAC, but I was at Crescentwood where the air was up and running. So those hot days back to school in our elementary schools will be a little bit cooler now that the HVAC work is going into all 4 of our elementary schools. So big thank you again to our community for helping us continue to improve the physical campus. East Point Community Schools had an amazing opportunity. Huntington Bank offered a night with Ron Clark. After the night, they were so inspired by our teachers in the group that came, they reached back out and told East Point Community Schools that we could have 20 or more tickets to go visit Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta. Huntington Bank paid for the entire event. We had 35 East Point Community Schools teachers and administrators visit the Ron Clark Academy this summer. Staff have been deeply inspired by the experience, and teachers reached out and asked if they could please synergize their thinking and bring it back for the whole district. So a team of our teachers has been really inspired by the work that they do at Ron Clark Academy. They had a fantastic time, some of them meeting each other for the first time in the district, and they're excited and inspired by some of the learning that they did collectively, and hoping to bring some of that back for our kickoff day with all of our staff. So thank you to all of those teachers who were able to attend. As you know, a trip to go to Ron Clark's Academy, we had a lot of interested staff, but we are very grateful to Huntington Bank for this tremendous opportunity that they have provided to us. So a big, huge thank you to them and all of our amazing staff members who went. I pulled a few quotes from the huge volume of emails that are going back and forth about how excited they are. The excitement of the students motivated me the most. They were so excited to be at school and learn. I'm very excited to share what we got to learn and team up with a great team to serve. So next, moving on to Summer Discovery. Congratulations to the staff for completing our second year with the Balmer United Way Summer Discovery Grant. There was a great time to be had. Students spent their mornings focused on literacy and math and participated in fun and educational enrichment activities in the afternoon. It was a great season of Summer Discovery. I think hopefully you saw some of those highlighted moments of those external experiences that were brought into East Point Community Schools for kids. Surveying parents out in the parking lot at the end of the day, parents loved it, kids loved it, both the academic and the afternoon. And a big thank you to Paris McCarthy. That was your first summer school program, and a huge thank you to you and all of your team for leading that work this summer. Fall 2025 enrollment is open with East Point Community Schools. Enrollment forms are available both online and at the administration office for fall 2025. Our school buildings will be opening and will be available to the public beginning August 12th. So if you struggle with an online enrollment system, just know that you can come to any of our schools beginning on Tuesday, August 12th. Current students do not need to re-register, even if they are changing buildings. Many families are moving school to school. Families, your registration information, if you were with us last year, will be transferred to your new school this year. Just a reminder that we are transitioning to K-5 schools for next year. The 4 elementary schools will represent the zones of our community. Enrollment is now open for fall 2025. And any members of the community or this board that would like to have a yard sign to show off their community pride for their school, Caitlin Keenitz can help to get you a yard sign for your yard. Just make sure you put up the right school if you live in the right neighborhood, okay? So, Darlene, we can get you a Crescentwood sign so that you can represent your Crescentwood community. Thank you so much, everybody. Upcoming events, central office is open 8 to 4:30. Tuesday, the 12th, as I mentioned before, school offices will reopen. Tuesday, August 19th, our staff start to return. And Monday, August 25th is the first day of school and our next board meeting. And that concludes the superintendent's report this evening.
That was good.
And thank you, Superintendent. Next, we have our first hearing of the public. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard? This is for agenda items only. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mary Hallray. I had recently asked for copies of the contract agreement with the accounting firm, and I actually did some summaries of what I found. So before I get into that, do I understand correctly that those contracted services are no longer valid? And the reason I'm asking this question is because based on the information provided in the agreements, which I didn't quite understand were changing from month to month. The checks marked paid in the finance report did not match up with the agreement amount in the compensation. So perhaps someone can explain that at a later date, or I can send an email, because I will be putting through a FOIA for the invoices because something doesn't look right there. And hopefully, everyone else has looked at the finance report and see what I see. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else wish to be heard? Okay, seeing none, hearing of the public closes at 6:47. Okay, next discussion items is adoption of the district wellness plan.
Good evening, Board of Education. I'd like to welcome Food Service Director Amy Cirillo and Athletic and Activities Director Paris McCarthy to the podium. The board's policy and the law requires a triennial review of the wellness policy. So this is in compliance, but it also fit our strategic plan really, really well and helped us to continue to make some moves in the right direction for students' health. So I'll turn it over to Amy Cirillo and Paris McCarthy.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. As your Director of Athletics and Activities and Amy Cirillo, Director of Food Service, we are responsible for implementing nutrition, health, well-being, and wellness at ECS in our schools. And our committee consists of principals, parents, school food service staff, school health professionals, teachers, and educational staff. Our policy is assessed at least once every 3 years to determine which schools in the district are following the district policy. And the next slides will be the 4 main topics of the main goals we will focus on in our triennial assessment.
The 4 topics that we're going to cover is the nutrition education, the physical education, the physical activity, and the wellness activity. All 4 are very important. We want to make sure that we do set good examples for nutrition and physical in the schools. Like, for example, we would have promote some in the cafeteria healthy eating signs for nutrition. Physical education, we want to make sure we enhance it a little more in the classrooms. And the physical activity, we want to make sure that the children have more time outside, so like 30 minutes of recess at least each day, and also having at least 25 minutes to eat each day for lunch. And so yeah, that's the wellness. And then the physical is just incorporating, like for a gym phys ed class, making sure that they are active and things like that.
Here is our wellness committee. It is primarily consisting of athletic coaches, myself, Amy, and the food service staff. We do have several teachers and I believe 1 principal on our committee. We are always looking for more people to be a part of the committee. Firm believer that many hands make light work, and we're open to those collaborative discussions and ideas. I would like more parents to be a part of our committee as well. Board, you are more than welcome to join also. Our next meeting is September 15th, 2025 in the Media Center of ECS High School.
And this is the triennial assessment that we addressed every 3 years. So for the first example is sugary foods are not to be used for rewards in the classroom. The action is we want to reward the students with incentives and not sugary foods like other things. And then so for example, like the timeline, I would like to start that beginning of the school year of September 2025. And the measurements is I would be checking in and with the teachers and the principals. And basically the principal I would be meeting with the principal, making sure they're on track with that. And then the students are the ones that are involved, and the progress would be reviewed monthly. and that is the overview of the wellness policy.
And so what you have presented to the Board of Education is kind of all of your findings. And so what were some of the big glaring areas that you found when you guys did your assessment of the district?
I would say the biggest thing that I have found is, this past year when I've gone to all the schools and things like that in the district, that sometimes, the principals have, the whole thing is with eating healthy for breakfast and lunch. And I have found that sometimes the principals do incentives, and so they do like pizza parties or things like that. So if they choose other ways and not do pizza parties, and they implement something like healthier eating snacks or things like that, that would be, the best.
And the other thing that you found was that we weren't spending enough time eating all of our food, and that children weren't getting enough time outside for recess.
Yeah.
So what were some of the big recommendations that you have brought forward in this revised wellness policy? So we know the 30 minutes at recess. We know a dedicated time for eating foods. What were some other recommendations that your committee made in your policy?
One of the things we recommended was implementing or integrating more nutritional education in our PE curriculum. I think it's important for our students to know how important it is to eat healthy. In a day and time where you can just go to McDonald's and get a $5 meal, I think it's important for our students to start making healthy choices now as young adolescents, because we're practicing for real life. The decisions that we make today echo until tomorrow. So that's one of the things that we recommend. It's so many that we have here. We also wanted to recommend wellness to parents and families, whether it's yoga, mindfulness, taking time out to really work on the mental aspect of the day-to-day, especially with mental health becoming one of the rising issues in our communities.
I have a question.
Yep, I was just going to say, the board has your full policy as well as your full study. So what
Yes.
questions might the board have for Paris and Amy?
So what are some of the healthy incentives that you have? Because you have the Hershey's Kisses for the Kiss Your Brain. So if you were to offer like a carrot stick to a kid, what are some of the healthy incentives that you have?
Choice.
You can kind of like, you make it interesting for the kids, so maybe do like a variety of fruits or, so incentives. So I'm saying like sometimes for birthday treats, so instead of like cupcakes or cookies or things like that, so maybe do like, you can make fruit out of like a creature, or like be adventurous with it, like, or maybe like make, so for Halloween or something, you can do like bats, like make, different kinds of fruits and like form it together and kind of make it interesting for the kids, like, so, yeah.
Instead of only sweet treats for kids. So
Got it.
listen,
I got it.
This revised wellness plan is going to be a shift for all of us. I think the other one that was a big one was, we'll be changing our student codes of conduct because things prepared in home kitchens sometimes have a number of allergens in them that not all kids can have. We also have a number of children that practice halal and don't eat those pieces, so we're trying to make a more welcoming community, but there will be some shifts. The other one was sometimes we use recess as a punishment for children instead of acknowledging that our kids need physical activity.
Yeah.
So there's a number of shifts in this wellness policy, which will be an opportunity for staff to think differently about how we treat children and help to promote health and well-being in our schools. What other
Okay.
questions might you guys have for the ladies?
Ms. Go ahead. I have three. I only had two, but then I thought of something else. What is the name of the program you asked the parents to become a part of? You needed more parents. What's that name? And how would they be able to reach you if they decide to become a part?
we would like our parents to be a part of our wellness committee. And they can reach me by my email. And my email is paris.mccarthy@eastpointschools.org.
Okay. Would that be on the page that they have available for the schools district?
It's on the school website. I'm also very active on social media. They honestly can send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not hard to find.
Okay.
I will gladly welcome them and accept it.
Okay, and my last question was, as you were speaking of the wellness, inside of that wellness, is there something for like a nurse care, or are they dentists, eye examinations, or something of that nature that would be coming up into that wellness for eyeglasses or something like that?
We did not have that written into our policy, but there are opportunities within a school year. I believe the mobile dentist comes. I'm not sure if the eye exam.
Yep, through student services and through tiered support at the district level, Donna Fabian Grossman and the special education department, prior to that, we have coordinated eye care, dental care for children. Oftentimes, we have free health physicals that we try to communicate out as well.
And glasses as well?
The glasses are, the school district does not provide those. We provide the eye exam, and then the parents do need to help get the eyewear for the children.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have one small question. How are you communicating that information with the wellness program to the parents? Are you sticking on the refrigerator? Are you sending pamphlets home for them to constantly see the nutritional values in eating properly?
So, yeah, I'll take this one. So we just started this this year with everything, but so moving forward, we will make sure that, if anyone wants to join or, have feedback with our meetings, then we'll make sure we post the triannual assessment on the website, and that way they can contact us, and then information as well for the meetings. But as, to answer your question about nutrition value, right, is what you're asking, how they can find that. So we'll probably most likely be able to cover that in the meetings. So we'll be able to promote, this meeting, we're going to be talking about this topic. So if they're interested in that, then they can join the meeting, or they can come to the meeting.
As long as the parents get the information, at school, you're given information, but does it stop it shouldn't stop at school. It should protrude over into the home. So I'm just saying, to make sure we communicate that informational piece.
Yeah, and the other piece that our director's cabinet talked about is how to incorporate those principal newsletters that schools are sending home to families, and how we infuse small pieces of information in there that could be about healthy activities or could be about wellness. We have a system already set up with our communication driver, so our team is just working to try to unpack how to do that in a way that doesn't seem overwhelming, but is small chunks of information. Great question.
Thank you for your answer, and you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, I like the fact that you all have talked about implementing, I don't know if it's implementing more time for food consumption and for recreation or outside activities, giving the kids a longer time to run off some of that energy that they have to hold in for most of the school day. So yeah, I like that part. But again, the question to me is kind of like what one of my counterparts asked about the implementing nutrition. I think that's important, but that's going to be interesting.
Yes.
So thank you.
That's pretty good.
Go ahead, if you.
A couple of things. Number one, I love this. I think, I like that you're encouraging them to take the information home. And I guess I want to start too by thanking both of you and your committee for all the hard work you guys have put in putting this together. You had mentioned the next committee meeting is on September 25th at
15th?
Hold on, sorry. What was it?
It's 15th, right?
Yeah,
15.
The 15th.
15.
No, I had 15.
No, I probably misheard it.
I had 15.
And then what was the time for that meeting?
3:30.
3:30 in the media center at the high school? Okay, awesome.
I hope Amy brings us some snacks.
Healthy snacks.
Healthy snacks.
Absolutely. In terms of like, looking at how you're sourcing some of these healthy foods, have you all thought about how you might be able to source some of them from either like East Point and or Macomb County businesses?
So you mean kind of bringing it within, so from East Point to Macomb County businesses, kind of promoting? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, basically like, how can we help the kids continue to like live in and lean into these like healthy habits by like, hey, if you're out in the community, like try this local business, they have healthy options. Or when you're trying to like source some of the healthy food that you're bringing into the schools, like how could we potentially incorporate some from like a farm in northern Macomb County or something like that?
Yep, so this year we're gonna be doing the fresh fruit and vegetables. So we'll be doing healthy snacks for the children. And so with that, I'll have like a nutrition page on it. So say if we're doing oranges, so they'll see all the facts from oranges and why it's important and everything like that for you. So each of the fruit and the vegetables that we serve. So we'll make sure that they can take it home and they can show it to their parents, and that way, they can see the importance of it.
Okay, awesome. And then I noticed in the plan there was clear like outlines for elementary and middle school, but I didn't notice anything specifically for the high school. So what's kind of the plan for the high school as part of the wellness policy?
For the high school, our plan is to see how the rollout goes for our elementary to middle school. And then based on what we see there as far as success or things that we can do better, we plan to implement it in the high school. As far as physical activity, students who enroll in PE class, they have PE every day, in addition to a lot of the athletic offerings already at the high school level. High school, I think they get more physical activity right now. That's why it's a heavy emphasis on elementary and middle school, just getting them more active and implementing more physical activity in their day-to-day, whether it's recess, and starting more sports teams at those levels.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then that'll make your implementation at the high school easier because you've already built those healthy habits in. So
Yes,
that's
that's
awesome.
definitely my goal, so that we can
Get
have
the parents.
almost a farm system starting at the elementary level, going all the way up into the high school. Going back to some of the local businesses to bring nutritional information. This summer, for Summer Discovery, we partnered with Henry Ford Health, and we had one of their representatives come out a couple times during the program to talk to our K through third grade students about nutrition, healthy foods, healthy choices, and they actually brought healthy snacks for the students to sample. So that was really good for our students to witness that in first person and be hands-on with it.
Awesome. And I think you already answered my other two questions. So
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ms. Chapa?
You good?
My only thing, thank you so much for the presentation. We know this is something that's new that we're adopting, that we need to start really working on. My biggest thing, my question would be, is there something that we can do, and I'm gonna say an incentive, but I don't know what the incentive could be besides the physical act, but doing something like mommy or daddy with me walking, like, and encourage them to do something after school, because we know they have all that energy in the daytime. They still got all that energy when they get home, and so maybe they can do something like a walk around the block type of thing and tell them what you see, or something like that, to incorporate not just the school times, but the after school times too, to get not only the children moving, but the parents off the couch, type of thing.
Yes, there is. We recently did a 5K fun walk.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we need to do more of that. We had some families come out with their children and walk around the school, or some tried to run as well. But I think more of that would bring the community together and get our parents and families more engaged with what we're doing. at East Point.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that.
Thank you so much. So I'm asking for a motion for adoption of the district wellness policy.
So moved.
Support.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. McCain,
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes, Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopa,
Yes.
and Mrs. Whitby.
Yes.
All right, thank you. With a motion of 7-0, motion carried. Thank you so much for your presentation. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Board.
you.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Can I do both of these together? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. Next, we have a resolution for the fiscal year 2025-26 Michigan School Aid Fund budget delays. And because he did the research and I'm going to turn this portion over to Mr. McCain so he can explain to you about this resolution.
Thank you, Board President Early. Good evening, everyone. If you are not aware, though I'm sure many, if not most of you are, the state of Michigan has still, despite their July 1st deadline that they set for themselves and they also set for us, have not passed a state budget, which also includes our funding that we receive from them through the school aid fund. So I spent a number of hours reading through information from different news sources and from our affiliate and advocacy organization, the Michigan Association of School Boards, and we received a template proposal through the Michigan K-12 Alliance. So this is based off of their template proposal with some things baked in that are a little bit more East Point specific, some general guidelines, and then I'll talk about some other recommendations that we can potentially share with our legislators in Lansing for this budget to get something passed so we actually know what we're working with. So with that, unless the board members have any questions, I'll go ahead and read through and then I'll pass it back to Board President Early for a motion to approve. So does anyone have any questions before we read the resolution? Okay, seeing none, I will go ahead and read it. So East Point Community Schools Board of Education resolution on fiscal year 2025-2026 Michigan School Aid Fund budget delays. Whereas Michigan's Constitution requires the Michigan legislature and governor to pass an annual school aid budget for the exclusive purpose of funding public education. And whereas Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed Public Act 160 into law in 2019, which states that the legislature must pass and present general appropriation bills for the upcoming fiscal year to the governor on or before July 1st. And whereas local school districts in Michigan are required by law to pass their own budgets for the upcoming school year by July 1st. And whereas the Michigan legislature has failed to meet their July 1st legal deadline to pass a school aid budget appropriation bill or make any meaningful progress towards doing so. And whereas the East Point Community Schools Board of Education was forced to adopt a budget for the 2025-2026 school year without key funding information due to the ongoing lack of a state budget. And whereas the fiscal year 2025-2026 school aid fund budget continues to be delayed by political battles that are unrelated to school funding or the needs of our students. And whereas school aid fund dollars should not be used to fill budget gaps, tied to or used to fund unrelated budget items such as road construction and maintenance, fund higher education or private education, increase onerous reporting requirements for already struggling school districts. And whereas a responsible school aid fund budget should include a reasonable increase in the per pupil foundation allowance, dedicated funding for Michigan's at-risk youth, English language learners, students in special education, ISDs and RESAs, Great Start Readiness programs, school libraries, rural communities, CTE programs, and additional academic programs. Funding that should be allocated to certain pertinent non-education purposes, such as school infrastructure funding to support districts with older buildings and safety concerns, funding for safe, reliable student transportation, wraparound special service funding, including mental health support for high-needs students. And whereas the ongoing delay in funding uncertainty has already impacted our ability to best plan for the support our students need and deserve in the upcoming school year. And whereas every day the budget continues to be delayed by lawmakers will only worsen the negative impacts on our schools, staff, and students this fall and beyond. Whereas comments by lawmakers that suggest that the school aid budget can or should wait for other budget agreements to fall into place ignore the critical needs of our students. Therefore, be it resolved, the East Point Community Schools Board of Education is strongly urging state lawmakers to immediately pass a spending bill that fully allocates the entirety of funding meant for our schools in a manner that equitably supports the needs of each and every student in Michigan. Be it resolved further, the East Point Community Schools Board of Education is affirming that school aid funding should not be tied to any other budget deals, including ongoing talks about road funding. And with that, I'll pass it back over to the board president for approval.
Okay, thank you. Can we please have a motion for approval for the I'm sorry.
Make a motion.
Okay, Ms. Chopper and
I second it.
Mrs. Whitby. Okay, please call the roll.
Okay. Mrs. Chopper,
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. McCain.
and Mr. oh, no. It's everybody.
McCain.
Oh, I thought
You know.
okay. Mr. McCain.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. McCain. I appreciate all the work that you've done. Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carries. Okay, next we have item B, curriculum. Okay, we had a curriculum, a day where we had, I know I'm still talking about this part. We had a day where we had two curriculums that was being introduced, one for Spanish and one for science. And we had two of our board members was able to go over and look at the curriculum. Please, Ms. Lisa.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here to recommend the adoption of those two new curricular resources. Middle school science has kind of been waiting in the wings quietly while we've adopted all these other great resources over the last few years. I'm very excited to bring Experience Science to your attention tonight. Experience Science is by Savas Learning Company. It'll serve grades 6 through 8. And also by Savas, we have a Spanish curriculum resource called Autentico for our world language course at East Point High School. Over the course of the year, last year, it became very obvious that both of these subjects were in need of resources. So we followed our adoption process and brought a team together to review and recommend. And as you said last week, two of our board members came and they came to hear more about the materials and kind of dig into those. And thank you so much for that. For Experience Science, we know that it is standards aligned. It includes both hands-on investigations and virtual science labs. It utilizes a digital platform Savas realized that our students are already familiar with because they're using it currently in their English language arts classes. So that's a nice piece as well. And it has all of those other things that you see on the screen, those were things that our team felt were very positive. The components of the program and what we will be purchasing, what you saw in your board memo, was for each grade, 6 through 8, we're purchasing 4 different modules that will cover Earth, Life, and Physical Science. So students will kind of have a focus each quarter of the school year in each of those areas, which will then prepare them very well for when they take M-STEP as 8th graders. They will have covered all of those sciences. The purchase will include the student consumable books. There's one small workbook for each module. Student digital licenses, this is a 6-year adoption. So for the next 6 years, we will be paying for those digital licenses for students, as well as those consumable workbooks. The teachers' editions, teachers will get a hard copy of each of the modules, but also a digital resource kit for them to use. We're purchasing lab kits, 1 per grade, and we will have a nice, robust professional development package. As you remember last time I stood before you, we know that just purchasing is not enough. We have to support our teachers, and so we always provide the professional learning. Starting August 20th, if we approve this tonight, we're ready to go. The total cost for Experience Science for grades 6 through 8 is $112,213.96. Are we voting at the end? Just go through the whole presentation? Okay. So let's talk about Spanish while I'm here. The next recommendation is to purchase a Spanish Level A, which would be a full-year course, and Level B, which would be a second-year course of Spanish for our high school. It is a necessary course, world language for the Michigan Merit Curriculum. Autentico, the purchase would include a lot of things that are engaging for students. As if learning a language is not engaging enough, there's a lot of videos and connections to the arts and to the other subjects that they might have courses in. There's great teacher resources. Even some things from television shows that they might watch, they would recognize some famous people on there. And of course, interactive tools that take them around the world so they can see the languages being spoken around the world. Again, it's with that Savas Realize platform that students are very familiar with. And the purchase would include Level A and Level B, 1 set of hardcover textbooks for the classroom, student digital licenses, again, for that 6-year time period, the teacher's editions, both hardcover and digital, and some additional workbooks for the teacher to be able to focus on vocabulary and literacy skills and some storytelling, and to make it relevant real-life experiences for students. And again, that professional development package is included in that for the cost of $18,594.40. At this time, I'll turn it over for a vote. Turn it back to you. Upon approval, we will take place, the ordering, all of that will take place tomorrow morning if we get the green light today, so that we can implement right away at the beginning of the school year. We even have them penciled in for August 20th for our curriculum kickoff day, so that we can get teachers trained. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Can I please have a motion for recommendation for adoption of the science curriculum, Express Science, grades 6 through 8?
Place forth a recommendation to adopt the science curriculum, Experience Science, grades 6 through 8.
Support.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
I just have a question about the monies being spent. Is that over a 6-year period, or is that all up front?
So it's a one-time purchase, and the resources will last us through that 6-year time period.
So
In the board's budget this year, we set aside $300,000 for the purchase of these 2 items, so we are under budget of what we planned for in our FY26 budget.
Quiz each other during lunchtime, or when they're out at recess, engaging in physical activity.
Yeah.
Eating the healthy snacks, eating their carrots, eating their carrot sticks and celery.
Okay, can you please call the roll, Mr. Williams?
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. McCain,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopra,
Yes.
and Mrs. Whitby.
Yes. Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carries. Next, we have the recommendation for adoption of the Spanish curriculum. I don't know how to say that, I don't know how to. Autentico Spanish levels A and B.
I recommend to adopt the Spanish curriculum, Autentico Spanish levels 8.
Support.
Thank you so much. With a motion and support, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Whitby,
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
C.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopra,
Yes.
and Mr. McCain.
Okay, with a vote of 7-0, motion carried, and I don't know, that's about all the Spanish you can get out of me, so, yeah. I'm glad they're gonna have a new curriculum so they can really
That is
understand how
wonderful.
to do this. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
We know from the last curriculum that we got, that we've been having a lot of progress, and we appreciate all of your hard work in
Yeah.
getting this done. And we appreciate the board members actually going and reviewing the curriculum. I was in mourning, I couldn't go that day.
Thank you, or should I say, muchas gracias?
De nada.
De nada. Thank you. Okay, next we have Business and Operations recommendation for adoption of the school building and site bonds.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The second sale, we have expended the first series of our $36.4 million 2023 bond. It is time for us to sell the second series of bonds, and the board's been provided with the necessary paperwork to do that.
Okay, can I please have a motion for recommendation for adoption?
Motion to recommendation to adopt the 2025 school building and site bonds.
Support.
Okay, with motion and support, can you please call the roll? Oh, do we have any discussion? I'm sorry. Any discussion? No? All right, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Dr. Early,
Yes.
excuse me. Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chopra,
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby,
Yes.
and Mr. McCain.
Yes.
Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carries. Next, we have a recommendation to purchase 2 express unit cameras, metal detectors, excuse me.
Yes, staff, students, and parents have requested improved security measured at East Point High School in recent years. As the board and the public know, school violence has increased, and students in focus groups in 2024, as well as surveys of parents and staff and students, wanted some additional security measures. So last year, to start the school year off, we began a new entrance procedure at the high school with additional security measures in place. As a result of the additional security measures, we had 13% improvement on staff surveys, feeling safer coming to the workplace. Students also talked about it in focus groups this year about the impact. So because students had asked for additional safety, we began looking for a metal detector which would improve the efficiency of getting all of our students into the high school. We selected Evolve through a series of requesting quotes. We also went and watched a demo, Principal Todd Yarch and I did, of this software, and we found that this will support and help improve the efficiency. The quote came in so well that we have enough money that we can purchase 2. The system also adapts to all metal items, so vape pens, knives, all of those pieces with programmable software that updates and revises as well. So we would be purchasing these outright. They would be our metal detectors, and then the company will provide us with software updates to keep them up to date. So we will be placing one at the athletics entrance and one at the main entrance of the high school.
My question was, from what are we doing with the old system, or are they considered out of whatever, they're not able to do this or anymore? And what can this do that the others could not?
Yeah, so I attached for you kind of their sales brochure, and I copied it here in your handouts for you so that you guys could look at them. What's different, so Trustee Richardson, the school personnel have been wanding.
Okay.
So it's a physical wand, and they wand all of the students that come in. That's very time-consuming and slow, because every student gets wanded. What the Evolve Single Lane Express does, is it has video cameras mounted on it, and it scans everybody that walks through. And it's programmed to pick up and hit on metal. And if you look on the handout that you have, in the handout that you have, sorry, on the first page, it's, Trustee Whitby was next.
Is there a warranty on this? You said we buy them and they're ours, but is there some type of warranty
The
on it?
company offers a limited protection on them. I believe it's a 5-year from mechanical defects.
And if it breaks down, they'll come?
They'll help to support the repairs of it, yes.
Okay.
There will probably be expenses. Again, the technology in this realm is changing very quickly and rapidly. Those traditional metal detectors that we used to walk through, have quickly become obsolete.
And then eventually, wouldn't the middle school need it as well?
Well, we're buying 2 for the high school campus because our long-term facility master plan has us going to a unified campus.
Okay.
So 2 devices would allow us to run 2 doors.
Okay.
For this time, right now, we would put one at the main entrance of the middle school and one at the athletics entrance, so that we would use it at our athletics entrance, so that fans coming in for basketball games would also get scanned before coming in.
Okay.
We would probably move the wands to Memorial Field for our football games, or use them in another location.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. With the wands, when a person comes in and they get detected with some type of foreign object, are they pulled aside and then hand wanded to actually make sure that they?
The wand is a hand wand.
It's a hand one.
And so then when the students are hit on the device, are you asking through, when they walk through the metal detector?
Yeah, when they walk through the metal detector.
So they'll get-
And it's something that the metal detector picks up. Are they then pulled aside and then hand wanded, or they just,
They won't be hand wanded, they would then be searched if a hit happened on the lane.
okay.
Questions down here? I actually have.
Just what you said, so you said they will be searched. Would there be some extra people or staff to do that? Because you're trying to make the speed of them coming in. So what will?
We have security personnel at our middle school and high school already. We employ 3 security at the middle school, and our position next year will be 8 to 9 at the high school. And so we already have security guards in place in our school. This would be that extra layer of scanning as you walk through the door.
Okay, so I know that they have wheels on them.
They can be moved.
And so they can be moved to, if there's another door that somebody can come into, or if we have an activity somewhere, we can move it from, would that compromise it if it has to be moved?
Our goal would be to keep them stationary
keep them
instead of moving them. Unless we absolutely needed to, our goal would be to set it up and to leave it at the main entrance of the high school and to continue to use one entrance for the school day.
So they'll be able to pick up any metal that's going through no matter what. Like, every time I go to the airport, I get stopped because I have a knee replacement. And so,
I'm not sure about the knee, so we can send you through the metal detector first.
Yeah.
And we can test the knee and see what happens.
I'm just saying, because I always get stopped at the
Yeah,
airport
you
with
might
that.
get stopped coming into the high school now, too.
Okay.
We definitely would want to stop the person with the metal in them,
Yeah.
just to see if it works. I say you go first.
I think what the board will find is that our students and families have continued to ask for additional safety measures. And so what we've learned is that when they ask for them, we need to be responsive. We will be using 31AA money for the purchase of these 2 devices.
And then once we do the redesign of the campuses, we have them already.
We already have them in our
Won't have to,
possession.
a second purchase.
Now,
Okay.
in addition to that,
Yeah.
that comment she made about having the internal metal, if it detects that, it'll show you on the camera
Where it is.
It takes, as you walk through, it was a pretty cool
Yeah.
demo. As you walk through the device, it puts a red box So the person monitoring has an iPad, and as the person walks through, if they have any contraband on them, it'll flag and draw a red box. It takes a picture of the person as they walk through. It puts the box where it is on the body so that they can pull them aside and do a search.
Okay, and the question that came up also because of what you said, is this a ever-ready battery or run? Because you said you can move it or you have to plug it in?
Yeah, our goal is not to move it. Our goal is to mount them stationary. Our concern with moving it would be disrupting the integrity. It can be moved. The company advertises it as such. Our position would be to mount it and to keep it stationary.
You said two, one at the athletic and one at the entrance.
Main entrance of the high school.
Because if you see these are the same type of thing. The skinny one is the one that they use when they have downtown games. As soon as they get ready to block the street off, they put them, they look just like that, and they put them on the street, and everybody got to walk through them. That's why I asked if they were moved, because I see they have wheels, because they do that
They
every
do
time.
have, they do have moves.
Anytime, any event downtown, I noticed that they use those. So, okay, so do we have a recommendation for purchase? Yeah.
Recommendation to purchase 2 Evolve Express Unit metal detectors.
Support.
Whitney. Who's my support? Ian? Okay, Ms. McCain. Okay, with a recommendation and support, can I please call the roll?
Okay, Mrs. Whitby,
Yes.
Mr. McCain,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
and Mrs. Chopa.
Yes.
Okay, with a motion of 7-0, motion carries. Next, we have our second hearing of the public. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard? Yes, ma'am.
Mary Hall Rayford, I'm happy to see that some people are taking more interest in looking at curriculum before it's purchased. I've always thought that was a good idea because it shows that you're paying attention to the type of oversight that you have and monitoring how money is spent. I'm also happy to hear that a security system is being put. I think it was discussed a few years ago, and to see it come into fruition now is a good idea. I think it gives parents a lot of peace of mind, especially under the current circumstances. I would encourage everyone, not just the board, but anyone listening and the public in particular, to please contact not just the state legislators, but those in Congress, because their view of things is that it's more important for the rich to have a new yacht or jet than to have kids educated. And so sometimes all we can do as the public is to hound them with emails and phone calls and actual letter writing campaigns. Because I think it's important. Unfortunately, I don't believe that the representative for our district votes in favor of what's best for the residents. So we need to make sure that we're doing what we can so they know what it is we want and they won't have an excuse. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else wish to be heard? No. Okay, seeing none, hearing of the public, second hearing of the public closes at 7:36. Next, we have trustee comments. I'll start, what did I start last time? Ms.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the presenters today that came forth and to make it so that we know we're getting new material and update material for our students. And that's very encouraging for our families. I would like to say to the parents, you had an invite to come and join the Wellness Committee. Parents, let's get busy. Let's take actions right away so that we'll be up on it. I know it's getting close to the time to get ready. The stores have those school supplies now, and we just getting ready to prepare ourselves for your child to come forth and have a good year. And it's always good to start off with them and letting the teachers and the staff know you, know your name and everything, and offer to give whatever you can to support your teachers and your principals in these schools. And I'm wishing and praying for good success as we go forward. Thank you so much.
Ms. Whippy.
I'd like to say welcome, Mr. Hall, to Forest Park. We look forward to watching you become an asset to East Point Community Schools. Also, John Dean, welcome. And Amy, Paris, Lisa, thank you all for your presentations. They were good, really, really good. I wish I could join that wellness meeting. But I just wanted to say to everyone, school is almost ready to start back up, and there are a lot of students that may still need school supplies. So I know the Delta Sigma Theta is giving a free event on Topher. What day is it? August.
23rd of August.
23rd of August. And they're also giving a car seat away for, you know, someone that may need car seats, haircuts, and all of that stuff. So parents, bring your children out. It's free. And we're going to have us a good school year, eating our carrots.
Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Board. I'd like to thank the public for just tuning in and supporting the school district as we prepare to welcome our students back. I think the students are at home saying, no, not yet, but it's vastly approaching. And Mr. Hall, we thank you and we welcome you. Mr. John Dean, sound like a Western cowboy movie. But welcome, Mr. Dean, for coming and joining our school district. I'm sorry, Mr. Hull, not Hall, my apologies. But we welcome you all, and we look forward to having a great school year. But students, you all continue to be safe out there, have fun, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you.
Mr. Roscoe.
Congratulations to all the new hires, be it administration or teacher. Great job with the curriculum, the new curriculums that's coming in. Kudos to you guys. I mean, it's just, anytime we can grow, it's fruitful for our children. It's summertime, dehydrate, spend 90 plus every day. And I just want to thank the community for giving us another opportunity, another year to serve them. And we just want to say thank you. And you guys have a great night.
Mrs. Chopper.
I'm very excited about the new programs being offered.
Your mic.
I'm very excited about the new programs being offered and the health and wellness program as well. I do want parents to know that there are local places that they can seek. I totally lost my train of thought. Local places that they can seek help with back to school items and things like that. And there are also programs offered by some of our fraternal orders here in the city. The VFW offers scholarships for an essay assignment due in October. So if anybody would be interested in that, reach out to your local VFW. And that's all I have.
Mr. McCain.
Yes, thank you, Board President Early. Good evening again, everyone. Lots to be excited about moving into the new school year. Thank you to everyone who presented, and welcome to all the new hires. There were a couple things, just for brevity, that we didn't include in a resolution this evening, so I'm going to try and run through those really, really quickly because I know everyone wants to go home, but some other things, that for consideration to our legislators in Lansing that school aid fund dollars should not be used for is to be contingent on any non-education requirements, support any sort of political desires, require districts to hire certain sorts of staff that, make that contingent on funding, eliminating any specific funding categorials in favor of baking that funding into a flat, but altogether an equitable per pupil funding amount, and also establishing supplemental or categorical funding streams that are specifically targeted towards vendors. Some other things that a responsible school aid fund budget should include is school meal funding, funding for educator recruitment and retention programs so we can hire more great folks like we did this evening, and funding, of course, for retirement to honor our dedicated public servants for their years of hard work and shaping our young minds. We already know a lot of the systemic statewide issues that Michigan is facing, so this budget crisis is really just exacerbating those on top of some of the things that we're dealing with at the federal level with cuts to Medicaid and SNAP funding. And I think one of the most important things is that this is not a new or unique message that we're sharing tonight or that's related to the resolution that we passed, but an echo from multiple months of advocacy from, by my count, 18 different organizations, and these particular calls to action happened on June 6th, June 13th, June 20th, June 27th, and July 2nd and July 22nd. So this is a repeated call from, like I said, over 18 different organizations. In particular, I'll call out the Michigan Education Association, our advocacy organization, the Michigan Association of School Boards, the K-12 Alliance of Michigan that provided the template for our board resolution, and last but certainly not least, our local Macomb Intermediate School Districts. And with that, just want to invite everyone out to our final summer concerts for the city of East Point. We have some coming up on August 7th, the 21st, and September 4th. You can visit our website and Facebook page for more information. And I'll close my comments this evening. I was reflecting on and thinking about a little bit with a quote from a Michigan legend, Frank Murphy. And if you've never heard of him, look him up and you'll probably understand a little bit better why I'm channeling his words. And the quote is, "Only by zealously guarding the rights of the most humble, the most unorthodox, and the most despised among us can freedom flourish and endure in our land." And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Board President Early.
Thank you so much. Okay, my thing is, I really appreciate everybody coming to the school board meetings. We have to make sure that we continue to show support, constructive criticism, and all the things that's going to help us improve. I really appreciate my board members for taking on those extra tasks that you don't really have to do. You don't really have to do the review of the curriculum or research, the resolutions or all the extra things that you do. So I appreciate the extra work that y'all put in doing this job. Also, August 9th, there is a health fair at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and it's from 11 to 3. And so I'm asking everybody who can come out, if you need a physical, eye exam, dental exam, all those different things and resources, they will be at the Boys and Girls Club from 11 to 3 for the health fair. Okay, and with that, motion to adjourn the meeting, or I don't need a motion, adjourn the meeting at 7:47.